Hello, my YouTube family. This is your host, Aaron here. This is Times with the Narcissist Explain. I've been having technical difficulties. I try to get this message done like at least 4 times, but you know, we're back at it. We're back at it. Tonight, I just want to talk about a topic that's been on my mind. Is basically talking about how empaths can avoid being taken advantage of. And really, when you're talking about empaths and empathy, most people don't have that, right? According to statistics, 1% of the world population are empaths, right? Now, what does it mean to be an empath? You feel very deeply, you love very deeply, you care very deeply, you're very thoughtful, your thoughts are deep, you're very sensitive to energy, you're very sensitive to environments. This is why you can show up to a place and you can feel the atmosphere out and you know whether you should be there or not, or people can't really sneak diss you because when people say some slick stuff in subtle ways, you know that they're saying some slick evil stuff, right? People can't really fool an empath. They can try, but an empath can feel the truth. They know when someone is saying one thing and doing another, right? But understand one thing: there's a such thing as dark empaths as well. Pretty much empaths who are on the wrong side of things and went into a really dark space and are living in a negative frequency right now until they learn how to wake up and rise into a positive frequency, right? But let me tell you one thing about being an empath. There are people out here, mind you, you have a very strong and powerful love. It's so genuine, it's one of a kind. But most people you're going to come across in this lifetime, in this walk of life, is going to try to pimp your love. What I mean by pimp your love, they're going to use you for emotional support. They're going to use you for favors. Sometimes even try to manipulate you for sexual favors. They will do that to you, right? They will have you ripping and running for them. But when it comes down to them reciprocating or measuring up to your level of support, they cannot measure up to you. You understand? Understand one thing about people. People, when you do nice things for people, a lot of people expect you to keep doing it and doing it and doing it. And it's what they expect from you. They don't really think, damn, maybe I'm overworking this person or maybe I'm using this person. I'm telling you, you being an empath, people will use you until you have nothing left, right? And then they're going to still be toxic towards you and complain about little stuff that you do, right? This is why how to avoid being taken advantage of. You have to study how people treat you when you're doing nice things for them. I'm telling you, it doesn't matter if it's family, friends, or if you just now meeting somebody to try to get in a relationship with. If they treating you like crap and you doing nice things for them, get rid of them. And it could be the smallest favors, like you going to the store and buying them like a soda or something, and they still talk junk about you after. Like some people will say thank you for the favor, but they still will talk junk about you in front of a whole crowd and try to create this atmosphere of they're bigger than you, they're smarter than you. They will try to dominate you because for some reason they just are not built like you, right? They don't appreciate. I'm gonna tell you something, man. When you do something nice for an empath appreciate it wholeheartedly and wants to pay that person back right then and there. But believe it or not, most people are not like that. Most people are selfish, self-centered, and your own family will pimp you as long as you allow them to, right? But let me describe the kind of love that an empath has. An empath is willing to sit on the phone and listen to somebody's problems for hours, being an emotional support. You know, when I was younger and my house got broken into, my mom was sitting on the couch crying. And the first thing I did was hold her hand to let her know that everything's gonna be all right. I was like probably like in 6th grade. I was in middle school, you know? But that's what happens when you live in the hood and it's like people are so jealous and want to take what you got when we already fighting for the little that we have. Cause, nowadays, if you middle class, you consider poor. You're not rich or anything. You are survivalist, And so, these are the kind of things that empaths do. Like when people are in need, empaths step up to the plate and show love and compassion and healing to many different people. However, where empaths mess up at is when they don't know when to stop and and reevaluate the situation. You're pouring so much into this situation. What is this situation pouring into you? And if it's pouring into you, is it pouring something good into you instead of something bad? Right? Because some situations you got to leave behind. Some people you have to leave behind because they're not pouring into you like you're pouring into them. They don't care. You understand? They're selfish. Family members are very selfish, especially nowadays. And when you stand up for yourself, they'll try to make you feel guilty for doing that. But stand firm in your boundaries because they just want to break you down so that way they can continue to pimp you and pimp your love and use you. Because one thing about society will pimp your love, society will pimp your hard work, society will pimp your thoughtfulness as long as you allow them to. Do not go above and beyond for somebody who's not willing to go above and beyond for you because they don't care. They are takers, okay? They're not really givers. And if they do give, is for them to get something back in return. They have a plan. They have a scheme. You understand? When you give, you don't have a plan. You don't have a scheme. You do it genuinely, but you have to know who to pour into, right? Because like I said before, 7.8 billion people in the world, only 70 something million people are empaths, right? That's 1% of 7.8 billion. Now, on a grand scale, that's not a lot of people. But some empaths are dark empaths. They haven't stepped into the light yet. You understand? But listen, understand, people will try to pimp your love as long as you allow them to. So you have to stand firm in your boundaries. Do not allow them to pimp you. And understand if you're living in a household and people depending on you for stuff, understand you have to minimize what you do, especially for family, man. Minimize what you do. Do not go above and beyond for family. Do not go above and beyond for dead end relationships, dead end friendships. I'm telling you, man, I could tell you how many friends I had, and I used to pour so much into them, but the stuff I got in return was little to nothing, you know? But listen, I love y'all. Y'all be safe. Y'all too.